right, let's call this meeting to order. Welcome to the Cinco de Mayo edition of the Bloomfield Township Planning Commission, May 5th edition. For those of you, nobody's here, all right. Anybody on watching?
All the supervisors here.
I'm going to say, I will. The Planning Commission is a 7-member body appointed by the Bloomfield Township Board of Trustees per the Michigan Zoning Enabling Act, and the Planning Commission is a recommending body to the Board of Trustees with final authority of approval in matters involving site plan reviews and land use development. We have one item on the agenda tonight, a site plan review, land use 6675 Telegraph Road, mixed patio edition, and I would like to note that we have our township supervisor here today, Mike McCready, so thank you for coming. Attendance, we have a quorum. One of our members will be here shortly, I'm assured. Rich will be here a little late.
Okay.
But he said he'll be here, but we have a quorum, so we can start and we can do business. The first item would be to approve the minutes of the last meeting. And what was the date of that meeting? Let me just put that. March 17th.
March 7th.
St. Patty's
Okay.
Day.
Sorry?
I'll move
St.
approval.
Patty's Day.
St. Patty's Day, Cinco de Mayo, what's, okay, good.
Holiday.
It's a pattern here.
I'll move approval.
Moved, seconded, and all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, I should have asked if there's any changes first, or any comments, but I guess not. Okay, public comment. Phew. There's nobody here, so we'll move right on. We'll close that part. Public hearing, a site plan review for land use of 6675 Telegraph Road, a patio addition to the Mex Restaurant.
Good evening,
Andrea.
Board. Andrea Bibby with the Planning Division here. I'd like to present to you this evening the proposal from Mex Restaurant, which is an existing restaurant that we have located at 6625 Telegraph Road. The property, as you can see highlighted on your screen, is located at 6625 Telegraph Road. The property is zoned both B, I'm sorry, I lost my spot. B3. The site abuts B3 to the north, and it also has a P1 zoning classification too, which also indicates that that is part of our our vehicular parking classification. Mex Restaurant, again, here's the zoning map for you. Mex Restaurant is seeking approval to expand their outdoor patio area. They are seeking to add approximately 51 feet by 17 feet, equaling 890 square foot, which is the darker gray shadowed area highlighted on your screen, addition to the south of the building. The addition would make the total building area 6,090 square feet and allow for 55 additional patrons to be served. I do want to note that as part of this addition, the applicant will be required to relocate one tree that is an existing planting bed to the along the Telegraph Road frontage. The location of that tree is to be to the easterly elevation towards the rear of the building. You can see it highlighted there in a darker color that indicates the relocation of that existing tree. I do want to also note that the applicant is adding a new 5-foot wide concrete walkway, which will allow for the continuation of pedestrian access from the parking lot into the Mex Restaurant. I just want to note that this improvement does not change the existing hours of operation. The hours of operation that were approved previously under their site plan application is from Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Fridays, 12 p.m. to 11 p.m. on Saturdays, and 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. on Sundays. The restaurant use is considered a permitted use in the B3 district, and they do have a Class C liquor license for the Mex Restaurant, which is a special land use, and it has been reviewed and approved by the Planning Commission previously and the Township Board for this consideration. As you can see highlighted on your screen, this is a more up-close, direct overhead view of the proposed additional seating that they will be adding to the patio. I do want to note that the fire marshal has reviewed the plan and is satisfied with the existing drive aisle that will be between the parking lot, the parking spaces to the south of the site, as well as to the addition of the patio. They are going to be maintaining a 20-foot drive aisle width in that area, which will allow them to access the site accordingly, 360 around the building. Do you have some elevations of the proposed work? The applicant is proposing a variety of materials to incorporate into the addition of their outdoor patio space. I do want to note that the concept plans provided to you does still maintain an open air feel. So this is not technically a building addition because this will be utilized solely for that outdoor seating use, and it will be used seasonally as allowed in Michigan winters. Again, you can see the demonstration of some introduction of some decorative blocking to be used to surround the exterior of the patio, as well as some wood beams to accent the outdoor dining space as well. The development, Mex Restaurants, they're not proposing any changes to the actual site in terms of ingress or egress. That will remain the same. I also want to note that this was reviewed by our various departments, indicating that they have no issues with this proposed addition as presented. The proposed materials include, as I stated earlier, the inclusion of some decorative bricking, as well as they have some great photos. They're introducing some bench-style seating as well, as you can see near the rear of the patio space, individual tables. This is what you can see is the existing patio. So the applicant feels that by expanding this outdoor patio space, it enhances the overall use of their property and their restaurant. And as we know, outdoor seating, when we can get outside in nice weather, is a very common element that is among our restaurants here within the township. So with that, there's no variances that need to be sought with this request. Again, the proposed patio addition allows for 55 additional patrons. I do want to note that the parking on site is also supplemented by a shared parking agreement for overflow parking across the street from Country Club. So therefore, this would not create any concerns as it relates to parking, as they do have, and we have not had any issues related to the existing use and the parking. In terms of any additional noises, odors, or lights that are being added with this addition, we do not feel that there's going to be anything beyond customary additions to this use. The aesthetics, again, as I stated, will be predominantly stucco in a Santa Barbara finish on the bottom portion with cement breeze block, I guess is what the design is called, with the breeze, with the design inside of it, and a composite decking parapet. So with that, I can answer any questions. The applicant, I did notify him and asked him for him to please join us. I am not seeing him in the audience, but with that, I can answer any questions. I believe that the proposal before you is rather straightforward. It did have an opportunity, as I stated earlier, to be reviewed by our various departments, stating by the fire marshal, environmental and engineering, and our police department that they have no issues related to this request. They're not proposing any new signage on this addition. And lastly, this was forwarded on with a positive recommendation to the Planning Commission by our Design Review Board on April 16th, 2025. With that, I can answer any questions. The one condition that I have for you to consider this evening, if you were to forward this recommendation onto the Township Board for final consideration, would be that everything within the packet complies with the requirements of the Township Departments as stated within your staff report.
Okay, thanks. Anybody have any questions? Yes.
No questions, just that I know the applicant was at the Design Review Board, and it's a significant improvement over the current setup over there, which is extremely narrow, and as Bruce Ellick whispered to me, he said, it looks like a fire trap, and he's right. I mean, it doesn't look very safe. It's so narrow in there, and so besides being much more attractive, and it really reflects the community much better, it's also, I think, a much safer environment.
Anybody? Yeah, I think it's looks terrific, and that's what people want, outdoor dining, all summer long. Everybody wants to sit outside, so that's a good move. All right, anybody have anything else?
Looks like a very smart, concept, and I think it'd be enhanced. The only concern I had was the parking, and I think you said that there's adjacency or something, so really just not an issue with additional traffic pattern of additional customers coming in that way. interesting. I think I like it.
And we've had no communication with any of the subdivisions. There's a couple of them right behind it. One, anybody?
I've had received no public
Nothing.
comment
Okay.
with this since the notices went out.
Because I want them on the record if they do, so. Okay, anybody else? All right, then a motion then?
I make a motion that we have a positive recommendation. Does this have to go to the board?
For final consideration for the
Okay,
site plan, yes.
Okay, so positive consideration to the township board, subject to the conditions that have been presented.
Is there a second?
Sure. Second
It's
that.
been moved and seconded. Any discussion on the motion?
Second.
Yeah, he, okay. Okay, then call for a vote. All those in favor? Say
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, very nice. It's a nice improvement there. That's great. We'd like to, should we introduce Corey?
Sure.
Do you want to, Andrew, did you want to do that?
Yeah, absolutely. So we are very pleased in the Planning, Building, and Ordinance Division or Department to welcome Corey Christensen. He is our new planner in our department. He comes from a broad experience of both working in public sector and private sector in planning. He has great experience. Most recently, he came to us from the city of Pontiac, where he's been for 2 years. And then he's worked in other municipalities and private consulting prior to that. And then also just want to give him a warm welcome. He will be definitely a great resource to myself as I move on into my new endeavor as the director of PBO. So I welcome and am very happy to have Corey here, and I want him to maybe have a moment to just introduce himself and get to say hello and share a little bit on himself with you.
So as Andrew stated, I'm Corey Christensen. Hello. I'm from Farmington Hills originally. Currently live in Royal Oak, and my career has mostly been in the Flint area. I worked for the city of Flint, and then for Road Professional Services as a consultant, and moved on down to Pontiac. But I'm very familiar with the area, and I'm very excited to work with all of you.
Welcome
Thank you.
aboard.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Okay, items not on the agenda. Anybody want to bring anything up? Go ahead.
Okay. I have to leave the dais for a second. So, on behalf of the 2024-2025 Planning Commission, we wish you all the best.
Oh, my goodness.
And every time you look at that, you will think of the best group you've ever worked with.
No doubt, absolutely no doubt. Oh, my gosh.
That's great.
Oh, my gosh. May I open it?
Yeah, sure.
Absolutely.
You know, while you're opening that, I just have something I wanted to say.
I didn't get a chance to sign it, but I'll give it a
I've known Patty for a very long time, longer than anybody here probably, because before she came to Bloomfield Township,
That's right.
she was with Birmingham, and I was the chair of the advisory parking committee in Birmingham. And this goes probably back about 30 years now, probably, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And we worked together on that, on the 2016 plan, remember
Yes,
that?
oh my goodness,
And
yes.
we wanted underground parking, the 2 hours free
That's
park,
right.
all that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just want to say
BMW.
that it's been a pleasure. I mean, you've really been wonderful to work with.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, thank you for all that.
Well, and clearly this is, it's bittersweet, but I think for the last month or so, I've had like the best grin on my face because it's a great time. It's a good time for myself and my family, but also for the township, and knowing that, you know, Andrew's going to be carrying on, you know,
Yeah.
what we've started in the department, and I only think of good things to come under her leadership. And just the board itself, the planning commission, outstanding. The members along the last 23 years have been the best of the best. I mean, you are volunteers, and you're dedicated, professional, and you treat the staff with the respect that allows us to be the best in our profession. So I really appreciate all of you as well. So thank you.
Thank you.
We
Thank you.
appreciate your leadership on this, and I put in my little note for you. Job well done, Patty.
Oh, my goodness.
And
Oh, it's a box.
your heir apparent is a great selection, and the board is going to be very, very missing you a lot, but we'll carry on, as we say.
Well, as I said, think of me twice a month on the first and
First and
third
third.
Monday. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness, these are beautiful. Oh, my gosh, thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
She's looking at me.
I'm
but I
looking
can't
at
take any
everybody.
credit.
Oh, my God.
They've all seen the picture, except her.
Oh, my goodness, they're absolutely beautiful. I am speechless. This is your,
No, that's a first.
that is a first, it really is.
It was with her guidance.
Oh, my gosh.
And look how that picks up the light.
Oh,
man.
they are absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much. I'm overwhelmed by your just generous
Enjoy.
gift. Thank you so much. Thank you. And after the meeting, then I'll give hugs.
And just remember now, every night is, in your case, Thursday night, and every day is Friday and Saturday,
Oh, my gosh.
right?
As I said, I'll be able to do things like on a Tuesday. How cool is that?
And
Play something
there's,
on a Tuesday.
and just to go back over the last 24 odd years, if you have the opportunity to look at a cable show that Patty was on and was reminiscing about some of her experiences in the township and some of the more challenging experiences, it's well worthwhile to watch.
Oh, thank you. That was a lot of fun. Going back 23 years, it's amazing the projects that the
Yeah.
Planning Commission has been involved in. In every corner, there's some touch that the Planning Commission had, sometimes minor, something very significant, from the targets to, an improvement in a gas station. And it's just been, an amazing time frame over the last 20 years.
Patty, the one comment that I heard many times over the years is the clients that have come through the township with their projects and their interest in trying to establish their business or expand it or enter the township have universally commented on the professionalism and the assistance and the leadership emanating out of the planning commission or planning board. That means you and your associates. They highlighted the working and I guess the facilitation that was provided, and in the many sense, whether they got approved or didn't get approved, most of them do, because they cross their T's and dot the I's and follow the guidance. And they all commented many times, I'm sure my colleagues have told me, it was a pleasure working with the planning board. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. That was one thing that we looked upon over the years, is that the best product was as a result of meeting with the applicant to the point where we wanted to make sure that your job was as easily managed as possible, because you were in the public setting where you're taking public comments. So our role was to make sure that you had the most complete project, complete process, so that you just had to do what you had to do. And I think that's why you've had such success. So that's obviously clearly what's passed on to the township board.
Again, abundance, so thank you,
Thank
Patty.
you.
Thank you.
Best
Yeah,
wishes.
Sidley, thank you so much. This has been just a pleasure, and again, your kindness and your generosity, and you all are near and dear to my heart, so thank you so much.
Keep in touch, huh?
And I just want to
Absolutely.
say that I couldn't have a better mentor.
Yeah.
So,
All right, Emma.
and her phone will be available as needed, as I've made it very clear. As the date approaches, I'm making it incredibly clear. And I know,
promise.
we've worked together, her and I have spent more time together these last 13 years.
Yeah.
And probably sometimes her own families, so I'm also very grateful for everything that I've been able to learn under Patty's leadership. So.
Anybody else have
Thank you.
anything?
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, then I guess next meeting is Monday, May 19th. Okay, anybody have anything else they want to add? Put in? Okay,
You
then a
able to
motion to
sign?
adjourn,
So moved.
moved and
You able to sign her
seconded,
card?
and
You
we're
said-
adjourned. Thank you.
Yeah, he signed it.
Yeah.